let's look at the power of integration tests and some of the benefits you have from integration tests as we wrap this module. So we've got 5 here. We're going to lay them out in 5, the key ones. And the first one, I'm going to go back to you with reducing technical debt, because you talked that in unit testing as well.
Yeah, exactly. So very similar to unit tests, you even have most of the same benefits as well. But one of the nice parts of having integration tests is that you can really reduce that technical debt by providing visibility to what your code actually does and how you can actually make your code better from these integration tests. For instance, if you were a legacy code enterprise and you have all this spaghetti code, by needing to create integration tests, then you can make your code better by having an API.
Absolutely. It also helps you identify coupled code. And coupled code, this is true in unit tests as well, but it gets even more so here, because you're reaching out and saying, all right, we need to talk to our API, our database access layer API, for instance. And we go out to test that API and we realize, oh no, in order to test the database access API, we need access to these 4 other items as well. And so as you start to pull all those together, you can realize if you might be violating some of the key object-oriented design patterns, like loose coupling and high cohesion, for an example. So those are areas that integration tests can help. The refactoring without fear, I'm going to jump into that one, because refactoring is one of the core jobs you have as a developer. And coming in and refactoring that code, getting it all working appropriately, is something that's critical. And if you go in and refactor and something breaks, you want to know about it right away. But here's the kicker. Unit tests test things in isolation. So sometimes all your unit tests will pass. Without a suite of good integration tests, these might still be passing, but the way they work together might fail. And so it's important to have that suite of integration tests on top of your unit tests.
Yep, I think that's fair. And then lastly, well, second to last, you can validate your business logic as well. This is what is also really helpful for integration tests versus unit tests. Unit tests, you can't really validate business logic very well, but really with integration tests, by having all these live components and testing their communication, then you're really validating business logic in that way.
And I'm going to steal automated builds from you, because I like them too. I think we both like automated builds. I'll just take this one, you get next one. Automated builds, get those integration tests into your automated builds. But here's the tricky part. A lot of times, it's not just on the build server. You've got to build it, deploy it, and then run those integration tests. And so that part, that cadence, once you get that into your automated build, it means you're getting closer and closer to a DevOps pipeline or a continuous delivery pipeline. And those sorts of things can radically change not just the code and the quality of the code, but the culture of your whole team when you get that really fast feedback. So, Sachi, anything else to cover before we wrap up integration tests?
I think that's it.